Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for week 33 of Build Your Stash and Craft. So one thing I wanted to go over really quick before we start is the Mamagami paper and the wax colors. Now it does soak through a little bit when you color with it, but it doesn't soak all the way through. And so I was going to do a flip with this, and so I had colored one side, and because the other side wasn't super colored, I went ahead and I colored the other side also. So I don't know how it would work with regular paper, but with the Mamagami, because basically there's lots of little holes in this paper, and the fibers have really been broken up. It soaks in a lot, and I couldn't really get it to dry. Now I have rubbed it now on regular paper and it's not coming off. And it's not coming off on my hands, although it is making my hands a little bit shiny. So I wouldn't trust this in a journal, which is where I wanted to put it. I was going to put it in a journal as a flip up, and I wanted both sides to be as colored. So I would say with the Mamagami paper, I would not color both sides with the wax colors of that Mamagami paper because it just doesn't want to dry. I tried hitting it with the heat tool. I've left it out for a couple of weeks, or maybe it's only been a week, but I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that because I've never had a problem with the colors, with the wax colors, but this is the first time I tried it on this type of paper, and really the first time I did it on both sides. And so it really does get it very damp feeling. So that's that. So today is a really simple one, probably be fairly quick video today, but this is a really cool thing to have in your stash, a stapler. Because you never know when you're going to need to staple something. You need to put something together quick. Even you're doing a card or something and you're getting ready to leave for the party you're going to, and you don't have time to wait for glue to dry. And you know, they have those really cute little Tim Holtz staplers, which when I was younger, we had these little red staplers. They had tiny staples in them like that. I looked through all of like the old drawers to see if I still had one, but I didn't. But anyways, you know, it's not necessarily a cheap staple or a cheap stapler or cheap staples. And you have to get those little staples like at the craft store. You can't just go buy them anywhere, right? These are standard staples. You can get them anywhere. So, but who wants to just put a plain old staple on their card? So we are going to not have plain staples. We're going to have colored staples, and you can buy colored staples. Or you can make your own, which is cheaper, and you wind up with more. And you wind up with whatever colors you want instead of like just having what they want. And these are just our permanent markers. And I think what I'll do is I think I will do just a half of a strip. Because I want to do, put that over there. I want to do each of the colors so that I have them in the stash when I'm ready to use them. And I don't have to worry about, can I find my permanent markers or not? And then we will make a quick card. So I am not really a card maker. So when I make cards, they may not turn out, you know, like other card makers. But it does just give you an idea and a starting point, just a jumping off point of what you can do with this. So you can use them on tags. You can use them on all sorts of things. And you can even make them, instead of just one color, you can even make them striped. And you'd kind of be surprised. These, just quick note here, these staples are not quite as flat as a lot of staples I get. So there was a little bit of silver there I was trying to get rid of. But yeah, so these are really fun to use. And you'd think that they don't show up, but they do. And, you know, so that's just one of those things where if it's going to show and you want it to be pretty, this is exactly the way to do it. So let's see here. Let's just do a few colors. I know that I wanted blue. I also know that I want purple. And before I'm done, I don't know that I'll color them all right here. I don't know if I have anything to tell you. But I'm going to use blue and purple today. Maybe. We'll see. But anyways, so yeah, so this is as easy as it is. And if it doesn't look totally even, you don't have to worry about that. Like on the blue, there are some spots that are a little darker than others. You're using one staple at a time. So you don't have to worry about whether there's a darker spot on this end than there is on this end. Because with one staple, you're going to see it, but you're not going to know that the staple at the other end of the thing here was a little darker. So just go through and do that. Don't forget to do your corners because they show. And I do the backs also just in case I staple something and I'm not going to cover up the little flaps of the staple. At least then those are colored also so that they look cuter than just a plain old silver staple. And the thing is, people look at that and they think that, you know, they don't know you were in a hurry making your card. They just think that that's the way that you planned it out because you had that pretty color staple that you used. And I know I want purple, so let's do that. And I know that I went over this on the Journaling on a Budget series, but I wanted to go over it here too, and that is the mini monthly giveaway. So I have a mini monthly giveaway, and I will try and remember to link it below. But all you have to do is leave a comment on whatever video winds up getting picked for the month. So if you just leave a comment when you watch the videos, then your name will be in the drawing because whoever commented on whatever video gets picked, and the videos just get picked randomly. You know, one time I used my daughter's favorite number, and just different things like that. So I asked my husband, you know, like, give me a number between this and this, you know, which is the number of videos I did that month, and he'll give me a number and I can use that one or whatever. So, and then that video, I take all of the names of everyone who left a comment, write them down and put them in a bowl and draw out of the bowl the winner. So, but the second month that I did it, I did not get a response from the winner and I had no way to contact her. She did leave a couple messages on my, on a couple other videos after that. And so I tried to like reply and say, hey, go check out this video. I even put a link on there, because you have to get a hold of me so that I have your address to send it out. And like I said, that's just a mini giveaway. It's just a little bit of paper, or I think I still have one left that's got a few handmade stamps in it. And but if you don't get a hold of me, I can't get it out to you. So if you leave your comments and are put in the draw, then you're going to want to make sure that if you win, that you know you won. So you'll want to watch that video at least each month. And even if you've only left one comment for the month, because you never know. That one comment that you left could be on the video that gets chosen and you could be the winner. So if you click the bell, then you will get notification each time I upload a video. You don't have to go watch the video. It will just say, Amy uploaded a video. I don't know if it says, you know, like what the name of it is or not. But if you just click the bell, it will notify you. You can check and see if it's the monthly giveaway. I don't do it on the same day every month, just because I don't want to put that, this sounds really silly, but I don't want to put that pressure on myself. It's like, sometimes it's usually towards the end of the next month. In August, this month, I have not chosen yet. I will pick a July video, and I will go through the names that are on that video, and then we will pick a winner. So, you know, there's not a date. I can't give you a date, or, you know, like the first Tuesday or the last Thursday or whatever. So, if you just go ahead and watch the video, and you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You can just fast forward to the end and see who won if you don't want to watch it. So, but yeah, so I was, and then I redrew for the second month, and that person didn't get a hold of me either. Now, luckily, I wound up having that person's address because she wound up sending me some happy mail for the journaling book. And so that gave me her address, so I was able to send it out to her. But, So yeah, so if you are, if you're commenting on my videos, then you're just going to want to make sure that if you see that mini monthly giveaway, that you just check it out just to make sure that if you're the winner, you can get a hold of me because my email address will be there. And so you will just email me and let me know that it's you and give me your address and I can send you out your little winnings. So, and yeah, so and also I'm not sure if it does take me a while to comment back. It usually takes a few days. Sometimes it could take up to a week, just depending on what's going on. But I do answer all of my comments. I do read them all. They come onto my email every single, whenever you leave a comment. So I always read them every single day when they come across, but sometimes it takes me a while to get to my computer to be able to answer them. But I don't know how I get those. YouTube sends me to my email. They send me your response. So I don't know how I don't know how you do that, but if you can figure that one out, that way, if I respond to one of your comments, you'll know that I've responded. And if you're the winner, like I said, I did try and leave messages for the person who won the first time of the second monthly giveaway, and the only way I knew to get a hold of her was just leave a response to her comment. But she never did get back with me after that, so I'm guessing she probably didn't see that response. And I know when someone, if you come back and respond to my response, YouTube sends me that one, but I don't see it in my regular feed unless I go look for it. So when it says, like the comments that I'm getting, it only has the new comments. So that's why I'm glad that I get them on my email, because if you reply to my comment, I see that on my email. But I don't know how I did that because I'm totally computer illiterate. So you'd have to kind of look for that. But yeah, no matter whether it's me or anybody else, if you're like asking questions or something, if you can figure out how to get it so that YouTube sends you any kind of comments that are made to you on YouTube, then if someone replies to your question, you'll for sure get that reply and be able to, instead of having to go check that video over and over to see if that person has answered your question yet. So, okay, so we have got, I think we got, let's see, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So this is our last one. So now I actually do have them all to put in my stash, so I have any color I might need right when I need it. And I'm going to show you how to make a striped one, and I'll show you how those look too. All right, so let's do one more piece, and then I'll just put these in a little bucket. I've got these little things. I'm going to make a holder for these one of these days. I'll show you how I did it, or I'll show you how I'm doing it if I get a chance to record it. But I'll just go ahead and put those in there so that I have them. And that's the thing. You don't have to have anything fancy to hold your stuff. Alrighty, so in order to make striped ones, I am going to do purple a purple stripe in the middle, and then blue on each side. So I'm just going to literally just color it that way, and you would be surprised at the fact that you actually, when you use that staple, you can see it. So it's really quite cool. So there's our purple. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to use one staple at a time. So if one end is fatter than the other, the stripe is bigger on one end than the other, it doesn't make any difference because nobody's going to know. And you can also just use these. You don't even have to use them as an actual staple. You can use them as texture on a project. You can just use them as a little point of interest on whatever project you're doing. And use them in some form of a design. And so there we go. It's all colored. Now, remember I said it won't show if you don't have any spot, but this part of the staple didn't have any color on it at all. So that would show. It would show blue. It would be blue, silver, blue instead of blue, purple, blue. So there we go. That is how you make your colored staples. Now, how do you use them? You can use them to make a card. Just because, see, I didn't even clean up last week's stuff. I put my box aside and just left it. Okay, that's what I want to use. We can put those aside. Alrighty, so I did a box. I used to have a box that I used for a long, long time, and it finally broke down. But I like it to be just a little higher for a lot of the things that we do. Alrighty, so, wow, that's spring-loaded, and it's tight. We're just going to put our staples in there. And it's good that I just did half because a whole thing would not fit in there anyways. Alrighty, I always waste the first staple, just so that I know it's stapling. Alrighty, so let's make a card. What I did was I pulled out the one I did last week that did not turn out right. This was the stencil that with the wax colors that I didn't do a very good job with. And even though it didn't really turn out right, we're going to put a cluster on the top, and so that will make it better. Hopefully, we'll see. So, and I thought that we'd color a butterfly. What kind of butterfly do we want? I'm going to do a couple, because I want to show you something else that you can do with this. So, I just grabbed out some purple and blue paint. My go-to colors right now, I don't know why, everything seems to be purple and blue, but it always used to be like a khaki green, and rust used to be some of my favorite colors, the more earth tones, and the not really darker earth tones, but just not the bright earth tones. So I'm going to color a couple of butterflies. And then show you how you can use your stapler to put them on your project. Alrighty, so there's one. Now, let's say I don't want my antennas to be purple or blue. Stencils can be, you don't have to put color through your stencil with a stamp or with ink or with paint. You can trace around it and then remove your stencil and go color it in. You can color it in this way. You know, you don't have to. Ooh, I like the way that looks. That turned out really pretty. You don't have to just use regular paints or inks that you dab through. Now I wanted to just do one of the open ones. Ooh, this one's pretty. Oh, that one actually looks like a moth to me. And just remember when you're stenciling to pounce off your paint from your thing. Pounce it off, because if it's super thick, it very possibly could go through and under your stencil if you have too much paint on it. So you just want a little paint on there as you're working on it, and then just keep adding. And a little paint actually goes a long way for such a small stencil. I like that. Now, I want to do black antennas on this one too. Now, the thing about this is, it's not going to hurt that I got the permanent marker on my stencil. If you want that permanent marker off of there, rubbing alcohol will take it off. But I'm not, they're both the same color, but I'm not going to use them both on the card, so, you know, it's okay. It's not going to look too repetitious, although I could. Okay, so I'm going to just rip this one out, part that you pull towards you. Oh, one thing I was going to say. You need to, because this one I actually did get paint in the, where the antennas were. So I need to make sure that I color off that paint, because if that acrylic paint dries on the nib of your pen, no matter what kind of pen it is, it's not coming off. Maybe you could peel it off or something, but okay. So I'm going to just rip this one out for the front of our card. And that's just because I like the organic shape of it just being ripped out instead of it being a square. But if you like it to be square, and you just leave it that way. Everybody has their own things that they like, and there is no right or wrong way to do anything. I mean, that really is seriously my thoughts on things. When it comes to creating something, it's your idea. It's your inspiration to do it however you want to do it. And so nobody can tell you that you've done it wrong. Which is actually part of the reason that I like making my own supplies and that type of thing. Because my supplies don't come with rules. You know, there's no rule for how to use your wax colors. I mean, they're not really a real like supply that you bought at a store that says, oh, you have to put it on with this type of a brush and you have to, you know, use this to thin it down or whatever. It's like, no, we just do whatever we want to do, and that is the right thing. So, and I know that I'm being picky. I just keep going around and around that. That's my mental state today. I try and really get away from that, but... And this one already had white on part of it, so I'm going to rip it so that it has white edges. It's the part that you pull towards you does not have white edges, and the part that you hold down does. I just don't want that straight line on there. So there we go. Okay, so something that you could do when you're putting a cluster together, you put the whole thing together. And so I pulled out some things to make a cluster. Some of our handmade roller stamps. That we made our own tissue paper with. I'm just going to rip around there. I don't know if I was going to bring out some Kool-Aid dyed paper, but I think that I saw that card and thought, oh, we'll use that. And so I don't think I did bring out any of the paper. So we've got that, and we've got that. You can put fabric in there. You can put lace in there. You can put anything that you have. You can even take different little bits of pieces and put them in there. You're just going to want to make sure that they all at least meet up where you're going to put your staple. So I'm going to staple right on the body, because that's just going to make that staple look like part of your artwork. So let's see here. I think we need something else. Let's try some of this. You know, I make this stuff and sometimes it's like I don't want to use it. But what's the point of making it if I'm not going to use it, right? Okay, I like that. I actually wished I had brought some fabric or something out here. Here is a piece of, this is a piece of our Kool-Aid dyed paper. So just get the sharp edges off. just needs a couple more layers when you're, and I don't know how many layers you're supposed to have. Again, remember, no rules. I have as many layers until I feel like it's where I want it. And I say, ooh, that's it. I like that. And that's when I'm done. So maybe this could go here. Oh, you know what? I still have some flowers here. And I'm putting everything in the center so I can staple it, but I was putting it too much in the center. And you can always use more than one staple. You can staple it together and then put your focal point on top. But first you need to make sure you like the way it looks. Okay, I think that this is too much. Just take those out of there. Maybe I tried to put too much of that on there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think I maybe want this on here. And this down here. Okay, now I like the looks of that, except I need something up there. Which I think I want a piece of this. Yep, I like that. Okay, now I'm going to staple this to keep it together, because I can put more than one staple in it. That holds that. I think this is a little bit long. And there we go. Now, can you see the staples? See, they're blue with the purple in the middle. A little hard to see on the camera by the looks of it. But in the more contrast, you could do like blue and yellow or blue and orange. You even see it more. So then I'm going to take this one. Put on here like that. I'm a little long down here. So I'm going to take a little bit of this off before I put my butterfly on. Because if I take it off and think, oh, now I don't like it at all, I haven't already put my butterfly on there. There. I like the way that that looks. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my stapler and I'm going to try and line it up so that the body is my staple. And hopefully, there, not bad. So see, it just kind of blends right in. And then you can just take that, because I do like the way that that looks, and I'm going to put it right on my card instead of using this one. Although, I like the looks of that one too. Now that's the question. I think I'm going to take this one and I'm going to edge it in blue a little bit. You know, I like that one better. So I'm going to figure out which staple it is. This one's coming off. I can always use it another time. I'm going to put this one on here, and hopefully Hopefully. I wonder if it would look better this way. So that way. I think I still like it that way better. The blue is kind of heavy, so it looks better at the bottom. Now, hopefully my stapler will reach this far. If you have your own, like the old staplers, these are regular staples. They fit in every stapler. Oh, and it is long enough. Okay. And the more you use your stapler, the more you'll get used to right where the staples come out. And there we go. So now I'm kind of thinking maybe, but I don't really know where those staples are coming out yet. Okay, it's right there, I think. Because that's not in the middle. That went right on top of it. It's catching it. Oh, there. That actually turned out really cool. And now it's not all over to one side. I like that. And then you can do one of two things. You can staple this to your project and cover the back with something, or you can just glue that to your project. So it doesn't have to be. And now that super messed up page is actually being used because we're covering it up with a cluster. And clusters are really fun to make. And when you've got a stapler to put them together, it makes it even, easier. And people say, well, what do you do with them? Well, they really work nice on the front of a card. You can use them in a piece of artwork itself. You can use them on a belly band in a journal or on a journaling card in a journal and just put them on the front of those things. So, there's lots of different ways that you can use them. You can use them as decoration. You can use them to make hidden paper clips. So there's lots of things that you can do with your clusters. And the colored staples are really cool to use at the time. So I'm going to just glue that on there, and that is going to be my card. I think I'm going to round the edges of this card and maybe even give it a little bit of, I think I am going to, right now while I have the paint out here, let's see, where's my scissors? Okay, I didn't bring the scissors for the series out, but this will work. I'm just going to eyeball it because I don't have a template for it right here with me. There. And I don't think I'm going to do this side, just this side, I think, because it is a card. So only just around those two corners. Put a little color on it. Edging just sometimes just kind of gives it that finishing touch. If you're looking at it and thinking, oh, it looks kind of flat, or I don't know, it needs something, maybe edging, maybe try edging. Because on here, it makes your different pieces stand out from each other. And on a card, it just kind of gives it that edge. There, and I think that looks even better. So there we go. That is how you can use the staples. I think that's cute, and I am going to firstly, I thought I had a little, I'm still not liking that background a lot. So I'm thinking, here we go. This is just a stencil we made with our hole punch. And I just think that it needs something else. So I'm going to try this, and hopefully I like it. And I do. I'm just going to kind of put those in the, put it in the four corners. And why I pop up and down really fast, I don't know, because it actually does not work better. It works worse. You're better off to just take your, whatever you're using, whether it's ink or paint or whatever, and just press it where you want it. Give it a second to come off the sponge and get onto your project. And it just works a whole lot better. But I always do this. And I just don't know why. It's a habit that I got into that I haven't broke yet. Because there's no reason to do it, and actually it takes longer, really, is what it does, because you're doing this and you're missing spots, and I think I need that one to go out a little bit further. I'm not going to line it up exactly, because I don't know which holes I use, so I'll just be careful where I put my color. Okay. All right, I am much happier with that. Much happier with that. That's going to get glued on there, and I have got another card. So, but the other things that you can do with it is just use it for texture. And all I want is just a plain old piece of paper. Let's just do a different color. Let's do green. Okay, so it is fun to just take it and again, like I said, once you get used to your stapler, you'll know like how to put it pretty much right where you want it. But so there is some green, and again, it's just texture on your project. And you can, just a few different ways that I go ahead and use the staples is I do this a lot. Also, you can do them like an X. Like that, which is another fun way to do it. And you can see the red on there, hopefully. I'm trying to think, because there are a few different ways that I use these, and it's not just those. I should have written them down. But, and again, use them to attach things to your project. And, well, that was the other thing I wanted to show you too. I like this look also. So sometimes I will actually staple it on the back of my project so that the front of my project has these little like dashes on there. It's almost like little sewing stitches or something. So, and you know, and you can do more than two. You can do it like, you know, like 3 or 4. 4 is kind of hard because it gets to the point where it doesn't want to staple over itself. But so then it kind of looks like a snowflake or a flower, like that. And then on the back, and if it doesn't go all the way down, you can just push it down yourself. And the other thing is, what was I going to say? That is why I said to color all the way down the side, because if you decide to do it this way, you want the color on this side of your staples also. So that is our project for today. I just really do like to use these. And again, like I said, you know, people use other types of fancy staplers, and, you know, they're cool. Those little tiny ones are you know, kind of fun. What did I do with the orange and red one? Oh, I've got one in here, right? Maybe I didn't do orange. Yes, I did. Oh, here it is. That's still not it. Because I had red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this project. I think that it's a really fun thing to do. And there is our orange one. So, and I hope that you have fun with it. Again, like I said, we already had the permanent markers. We had to buy a stapler and staplers. And if you already have a stapler and staplers, you don't even have to do that. But it really is a really fun thing to do. Nice, easy, cheap project that gives you just a little extra something, something on whatever you're making. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.